Value-added product is one that's been enhanced somehow to make it worth more than the raw material that it's made of. It can be more convenient, more attractive, more palatable, easier to use, or it's transformed into a new product. Our location, which gives us access to West Coast cities and West Coast ports. So therefore Asia, where we also do well is we've got really good farm production and access to more of it from Saskatchewan. And that's for grains and oilseeds, beef, pork, pulses, and so forth, as well as, especially in the irrigated areas, access to vegetables, vegetable production. We also have good access to water, both in Alberta itself, but Canada has more than somewhere between 10 and 20% of the fresh water supply in the world. And most of that's in Western Canada. And we have climate change moving in our favor because of longer growing seasons. Is that we have inconsistent access to labor in the agriculture sector. We have a regulatory environment at the federal level and to some extent at the provincial and local level that's inconsistent and really costly compared to other countries that we need to fix. And that's Health Canada, CFIA, and so forth. We have not very good access to capital for value adding compared to other jurisdictions, according to people who are trying to invest in Alberta. And we don't have very good, well, in the longer term, I don't think we have very good access to transportation. It's not bad in the short term, but in the long term, it needs to be developed more fully. Where I would start is to say we need a concerted and focused program and maybe a region of the province where we say we're going to make this a center for value adding. We're going to harness our strengths, which particularly means we're going to figure out ways to make sure that water is there. That's the one that's the most important probably. And then we're going to focus on ways to overcome those weaknesses. So how we're going to make sure that people have continuous access to labor. How do we fix that regulatory environment so that it's not a tax on people investing? How do we provide access to capital so that it's at least competitive with other places in Canada and the US? And how do we make sure that we have that long-term access to water and transportation that are needed to be able to be successful? Canada has, and especially the West, has a real opportunity right now. And it's probably the best opportunity we've ever had. Alberta's location, particularly near West Coast ports and cities, is probably the best opportunity of anyone. However, there's lots in the way, and if you really want to fix this, you're going to have a focused program with a set of policy instruments that really encourage investment. So, to me, those are the elements of the insight that's important.